Yo, what's going on, Fragrance family? It's your man Gator, better known as the Novice Nose out here in these fragrance streets. And today, I wanted to come to you guys with a review of a fragrance that's been kind of going under the radar here for the last few years since its release. Just recently, it's gotten a little bit of buzz thanks to YouTubers like Gent Sense and a couple of other reviewers putting it on a few top 10s. And it's kind of putting its name out there a little bit. Now, it's from the line of Rochas. Now, if you're not familiar with Rochas, they've actually had a few bangers over the last few years, a few big names, big fragrances in the frag community here. One of which, and I think the biggest of those, is their moustacheedp, which is tuxedo clone, YSL tuxedo clone. And while I prefer the Tux, the Maison Alhambra, the Tux, as far as the clone for tuxedo, I will say that, man, moustacheedp is a great scent. It is something that I like to wear from time to time. My favorite from that line, though, is this one, of course, that you see in all of my videos. This is the Moustache 1949, and what this is basically a lemon, citrus heavy, lavender heavy, beautifully astringent fougere. I love this stuff when I'm like jumping, especially when I shave my head. I like to just spray it on, before I get going. It's something about that scent that just speaks to beautifully fougere and classic, right? Well, one of the scents that, like I said, had been going under the radar for a little bit, and I'm not exactly sure why, because it's a great scent, is this one. So what we're looking at right here is a scent called lhommerochas, right? Or rochas. I have still yet not learned how to pronounce it. I believe it is rochas, although I've heard it, said rochas and all of these different things online. I'm gonna go with rochas, right? So we're talking about lhommerochas. Now, this was introduced in 2020, right? So maybe it was one of those that kind of went under the radar due to the pandemic and all the stuff that was going on then, right? But it's a very affordable fragrance that has a little punch to it too. It definitely punches above its pay grade. So what we're looking at here as far as notes in this particular fragrance, well, first off, let me show it to you. Put it on screen here a little bit, see if it'll focus. Focus on the Rochas. It may not focus because of where I'm at, but there you go. So anyway, there we go. So this is the bottle, of course. Beautiful. I love the gradient on this particular bottle. I mean, it is a beautiful blue sprayer. It's actually really good as far as the juice wise. The juice that it puts out, oh man, it's good. So, and of course, Rochas written on the cap here. It is a fingerprint magnet on that cap because anything that smells is gonna do that. But anyway, so the notes on this thing are blood orange, pineapple, cardamom. You've got juniper berries, geranium. You've got basil, tonka bean in the base, patchouli, and moss. So, and I should have clarified, the juniper has the middle notes. Juniper berries, geranium, and basil are in the mid notes. Top notes are blood orange, pineapple, and cardamom. So, when you spray this, you get a excellent blend of that blood orange and pineapple. To the point where you're not really, it's not a big distinction between the two. It just kind of has a slightly sweet fruity note at the top, right? But it's really smooth. I think the main thing that you get, and really what is the star of this thing, is the juniper berry. Juniper berries are used when you're making gin, and it has a distinct gin note. When you spray this on, you pick it up. It's got a slight mint, and I believe that's coming from the geranium. In there, it's kind of earthy from the basil, but at the beginning, you get strictly that juniper berry and that little sweetness at the top. Now, as it dries down, I would say maybe about 30 minutes into it, you start to pick up a little bit of the powderiness, and I think that's coming from that cardamom that's really starting to kick in, and probably a little bit of that tonka bean that's coming in from the base notes. I don't pick up a whole lot of patchouli at all. As a matter of fact, not really. But I do pick up some of that moss, and I think that moss is what actually gives it a little bit of staying power. And this is part of the reason that I say this punches up above its pay grade, is because it actually lasts on skin probably about 6 hours at least. And for a fragrance that you can get from like a fragrance by a CA for, $35, I mean, that's a good deal. And for something that's going to have that aromaticness that this has, this is actually a pretty big compliment getter. This every time I wear this, I get compliments everywhere, right? So the other day it was funny because I went into the store and the cashier was like, "Oh my gosh, you smell amazing," and she just kept on saying it. She kept on saying it to me. And then when I came out of the store, I was on the phone with my wife, and this older lady comes up to me, this white lady. She's like, "I don't know what you're wearing, but it smells great." And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it." It is definitely that. It is definitely a compliment magnet. And I think a lot of it is because of the juniper. It's got a slightly boozy, slightly mintiness to it, right? And then it does project pretty well. That is an EDT formulation, so I mean, you can expect it to not last that long, but to push off the skin while it's there. And it does push off the skin. I would say that you get a really good sillage for the first 2 to 3 hours on this thing. It does actually pack a punch that long. After that, though, it kind of swallows itself into being more of a skin scent. Projection wise, I should say it goes into skin scent probably in the second hour of it. But like I said, that sillage will follow you when you walk around, at least for that first 3 hours or maybe even 4 hours, depending on the conditions that you're in. Hot weather, I would say this is a spring and fall scent, but it can actually do really well in the summer. If you spray this and you watch your sprays and mind your sprays on this, I can see this lasting really good amount of time in the summer and being a really good summer go-to for you. Well, as far as ratings go, I would say this is, for me, this is one of my favorite pickups of the last year, and I would have to give this an 8. Maybe an 8.5 to be completely honest. This is a great fragrance. This is a great pickup, and like I said, you can get it off of fragrancebuy.ca, because I think Fragrance Net and Joma Shop are all sold out of it. But you can get it at a really good price. You might actually be sold out of it on fragrancebuy.ca now. So whenever you get the chance, man, take a look at it. Buy it. Is it blind buy safe? Yes. I usually wouldn't even say that. I would always say go ahead and make sure you decant. But with the money that you're spending on this compared to the value that you get out of this, I'd say definitely it is worth the blind buy. As far as Bae, she loves this particular scent. Like I said, it has kind of a little bit of a boozy note to it, which she kind of digs. And I think she also kind of likes the juniper and the sweetness that pineapple comes with at the top. So definitely, guys, go pick this up, man. Lhommerochas. Like I said, Rochas. I don't know if it's Rochas or Rochas, but I'm saying Lhommerochas. If you don't do it for nothing but the bottle, because I love the bottle of this thing too. This is an amazing little bottle here. Again, I'll show it to you. But and you see, I put a nice little dent in this stuff too. So, man, just go pick it up. This is a great buy. And hey, if you have any questions or anything, or you have any comments on it, make sure you leave it. As a matter of fact, I need that engagement. Make sure you put comments here. Like, subscribe to the channel, put comments there so I can respond to it, and I will respond. So, what was your experience with this particular fragrance? As a matter of fact, if you had any experience with it, if yours is different than mine, or if yours is the same as mine, go ahead and let me know. Until I talk to you guys next time, peace out.